The movie begins at the beach, where Ren invites her brother Jared to go swimming with her. Unfortunately, her brother drowns that day and goes into a coma. The scene changes to Ren being questioned by a group of interviewers regarding a substance she's working on named Otherlife. She explains that it's not a drug, but a biological software designed to simulate an experience in a person's brain. Ren tries the substance on her unconscious brother, but he remains unresponsive. She gets a call from her father, who's an expert in her area of study and openly against the consequences of the substance Ren's working on. She rejects the call and heads to her office, where the drug she's working on is administered to her by her partner, Byron. Inside the simulation, she starts snowboarding, but can't keep herself in the experience for long. She blames it on the code, but doesn't give up. Towards the end of the day, Ren's co-workers invite her to go out for a drink, but she refuses, focused on debugging the code that's keeping her from making progress. She visits her brother at the hospital to try the drug on him one more time. Jared's eyes twitch, which gives Ren hope. She tells the nurse assigned, but he tells her Jared does this other times too. Ren sees an email from her father requesting to remove Jared's life support. This makes her pay him a visit after his lectures. Her father believes that Otherlife is a disaster waiting to happen and tells her he's unplugging Jared's machines, regardless of the eye twitching she witnessed earlier. Back at the office, Ren can't log into her project, so she asks Sam what's going on. He confronts her about a secret simulation she's been working on and mentions an idea to make a mental confinement system for prisoners. She rejects his immoral idea, leaving him enraged. She finds Danny outside. She's not willing to talk about it either. The scene changes to the two getting intimate. Before he leaves, Ren lets him experience snowboarding through the Otherlife reality. Danny loves how real it feels and goes for another one while Ren's looking away, but takes a different one instead. Suddenly, Danny starts having a seizure on the bed. Ren tries to calm him, saying it's just a glitch. Danny doesn't wake up, and the scene changes to Ren sitting with Sam and an attorney. Sam asks Ren what the new drug Danny took is and why she's been keeping it hidden from everyone. She only says she didn't think he'd be interested. Later on, attorneys and prosecutors corner Ren and ask her to be a test subject in the virtual confinement program for 1 year so that the unauthorized human testing charges she's facing can be dropped. Ren tells them she doesn't comply, so Sam steps in. He tells her a year of solitary confinement would be a minute in her actual life, and that this would all be hidden from the press. She remains uninterested. This is when Sam tells her the untested samples she gave Danny killed him. This makes Ren surrender to their demands. After her co-worker Byron administers the drug, she's taken to a different reality, which is a small room with no windows or a door, just a few food items and the day's number on the wall. She's initially saddened to be there, but tries to better her experience in the cell by exercising and keeping herself busy. She tries writing, but leaves it when she realizes no one will ever read it. Memories of the day Jared drowned remind her that he's the reason why she started working on Otherlife in the first place. Motivated to keep fighting, Ren spends her days in the cell, writing her thoughts and keeping herself sane until the last day of the year arrives. Contrary to her expectations, the countdown starts from the first day again, devastating her. In a fit of anger, Ren starts throwing everything around until she finds that the small opening her food and water appears from every day has another side to it. She finds her way out through it to discover that it wasn't a simulation and someone's been changing the food and water every day. She then enters a room where a screen showcases the cell in different angles, meaning that she was being watched that whole time. A man sees her inside and chases after her, but she finds a car and escapes. Walking through the city, she sees Otherlife's posters on the road. She visits the place that used to be their office and finds it empty. Ren goes to the police, who claim that she's a missing person file from last year, which wasn't active because she was believed to be in Italy. She tells them she was kept in a box for the past year and even offers to show them where it is. But when the police and Ren arrive, they don't find anything. Back at her apartment, she's told that her place has been occupied by a new resident for some time now, and she can't retrieve any of her research either. Before she leaves, she's faced with Sam and the man who chased her earlier. Sam tries to convince Ren that he can help keep her safe, which she isn't fooled by. The receptionist helps her escape the two men by closing the doors on them, and Ren tries to contact her friend Cass instead. Ren finds Cass and the two catch up. Cass tells her that everyone just thought she cashed out and left them behind to have fun in Italy. Cass also reveals to Ren that Danny's alive. During their reunion, Danny tells Ren that the sample he took back then felt like drowning repeatedly, but it wasn't enough to kill him. Cass and Danny tell her to walk away from the company and start fresh, or at least lay low until they can regroup and take action. Ren, on the contrary, is determined to get her hands back on the software she developed. She gives an emotional speech about how her father gave up on Jared, and she never will. Cass hesitates to walk away, but Danny stays with Ren, changing Cass's mind. The group makes a plan to infiltrate the Otherlife headquarters. Cass guides Ren and Danny as they make their way in. They come across Byron, who tries to run away at their sight, but fails. Ren finds her hard disk on his bookshelf and gives him a good punch for locking her up for a year. As they leave the building, Cass is taken and held captive by a car. The two escape, and Ren claims that she needs a printer. They arrive at her father's house. Ren finds a picture of her and Jared. They go to the printing room and work all night long. The next morning, the two of them apologize for everything that happened and have an intimate time. They're woken up by her father's arrival. She asks her father if he was the one who filed the missing persons report. He admits that he was scared, and he's glad to see her again. Ren explains that she was trying to wake her brother up by making him remember drowning in a different way. She claims that Sam and the others are looking for the other version of Otherlife that lets you rewrite your memories, which is dangerous. Ren prints a simulation and claims that it'll work. She proceeds to drive to the hospital and see Jared. She administers the drug to him, and he slowly wakes up to look at her. Suddenly, Jared starts having a violent seizure, and Ren unplugs his life support in panic. Sam appears in the hospital room and starts a glitch in Ren's reality when he tells her he saw a brain-dead patient make a decision thanks to her drug. She starts seeing flashes of the research team trying to wake her up. Realizing that she's still inside the simulation, Ren goes to the beach and walks into the water. She wakes up in the lab and gives Sam a punch as soon as she sees him. She discovers that all the new memories with her father and Cass aren't real, and Danny's not alive either. The interviewers from earlier approve of her drug, and she tells Sam she's withdrawing from the company, taking the patent with her. This frustrates him, and he throws a tantrum like a little child. Ren calls her father to tell him that she's ready to say goodbye to Jared with him. Before she leaves, Sam calls her and asks her to go back to the office for something urgent. Sam and Byron sit her down and ask her why she started feeling good being in that cell, emphasizing that she broke out. This gives Sam an idea for a drug that gives people interactive experiences. Ren immediately declines, but Sam asks her to sit anyway. Sam then picks up a sample from the printed chemicals and sprayed it onto Ren's eyes, bringing her back into the cell. Byron hesitates to help him at first, but nervously cooperates when pressured. Inside the cell's simulation, Ren reminds herself that she's done it before, tricking it into skipping the time. She finishes her time right away and wakes up. She attacks Sam back with the rest of the chemicals, trapping him in the cell he put her in. Ren waits until all the days of the year end, and it says it's the first day again to free Sam. Seeing that he's learned the torment of solitary confinement, she walks away. Ren and her father say goodbye to Jared together. Her father breaks down as Ren gives him emotional support. In the final scene, Ren stands at the beach and looks out at the scenery in peace. And with that, the movie ends. We hope you enjoyed our recap. Like the video and subscribe to our channel for more amazing recaps. See you in the next one.